Hey friends, welcome back to the Real Estate Edit podcast where we talk all things marketing strategies and business growth. And today I'm really excited about this topic because we're going to be talking all about one of the most important foundations for success, your morning routine. Welcome to the Real Estate Edit podcast. I'm Tara Kroc, CEO of the Real Estate Edit, a Charleston-based real estate agent and your guide to building a real estate business you're obsessed with. I've built a multiple six-figure business without cold calling, feeling salesy, or burning myself out, and have coached over 5,000 agents on how to do the same. Whether you're just starting out, ready to scale, or somewhere in between, this podcast is your go-to for marketing strategies, lead generation tips, and actionable advice to growing with confidence. Together, we're rewriting the rules of real estate so realtors just like you can create wildly successful and sustainable businesses. Let's get started. I'm really excited about this episode because let's be super honest here. Mornings can oftentimes feel chaotic. We have to deal with our personal lives, getting kids off to school, juggling clients, answering phone calls and emails, lead generation, trying to get that in, and all the other hats that we have to wear as real estate agents. But here's the thing. How you start your day actually has a huge impact on how the rest of it unfolds. So today I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite tips for creating a morning routine that doesn't just feel good, but is actually going to help you crush your goals. We'll talk about what to include in your morning routine, some helpful tips and tricks, and I'll even share a couple of examples for both early birds and night owls because yes, even as a night owl, you can still have a successful morning routine. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. Why does a morning routine even matter? It's not just about feeling organized, it's about setting the tone for your entire day. Think about the mornings where you wake up late, you skip breakfast, you immediately dive into emails or social media. How does that day usually go for you? For me, it ultimately ends in pure chaos. I also know that I am not one to wake up first thing and watch the news or start scrolling on social media because I can't start my day with that kind of negativity. It immediately sets the tone and puts me in a bad mood for the rest of the day. Now, compare that to the mornings where you've planned ahead, you move your body, you start your day intentionally, you know exactly what you're going to be doing. Everything just feels smoother, right? You're more focused, you're more productive, and you're a lot less stressed. That's the power of a really good morning routine. It gives you structure, it reduces decision fatigue, and it helps you show up as your best self, not just for your clients, but also for yourself. All right, so let's break down the key elements of a successful morning routine. I want to show you what this can look like. I've got 8 must-haves here, but you can feel free to tweak these to fit your lifestyle. The best routine is the one that works for you, and I'm going to say that again. The best routine is the one that works for you. I don't want you to fall into a trap of seeing what other quote unquote successful agents are doing or telling you that you need to do. These are just some ideas and tips for you to create your own optimal morning routine. Your morning success actually starts way before your alarm. I'm a big believer in Sunday planning. Now, this does not mean that I advocate for working on a Sunday if that does not benefit you. However, if you have some sort of reset routine, which I definitely recommend, and if you'd like information on that, I can actually do an episode all about creating a successful Sunday reset routine. But I always like to take 30 minutes and take a look at the week ahead. I sit down in the evenings with my planner and I look at my scheduled appointments. I set my goals for the week. I prioritize my tasks. I even create a rough outline of my content plan for the week so that I have a really good idea of what I need to be putting out. Then I also figure out what clients or leads I need to be touching base with, etc. Now, I don't do any of the work on Sunday. I just make sure that I have everything brain dumped so that I'm ready for the week ahead and have a really good, clear idea of what my week is going to look like. So, for you, this could mean planning any open houses that you have, planning any follow ups that you need to be doing, and time blocking for lead generation. Yes, time blocking for your lead gen is really important. Trust me, when you do this, you're going to wake up on Monday knowing exactly what your week looks like, and you will feel so much more in control. Here is another game changer for you. Stop writing your to do list in the morning. Instead, actually do it at the end of the day. Why do you want to do this? Because your brain is still in work mode. You'll know exactly what needs to be done tomorrow so that you can hit the ground running. Plus, it clears your mind so you're not lying in bed thinking, oh my gosh, what do I need to do tomorrow? I started doing this when I found myself staring at the ceiling when I went to bed and emailing myself all of the different things that were going through my mind because I could not shut my brain off. If I'm able to brain dump everything at the end of the day, it really helps me relax in the evening. So, for example, if you know you need to follow up with 3 leads, prep for a client meeting, and finalize a contract, write it all down before you close your laptop for the day. The next tip is a little controversial because I've seen the multimillionaires and the top producers and the influencers that are telling you to do this. But let's talk about the whole wake up at 4 a.m. trend. If that works for you, amazing. But if it doesn't, stop trying to force it. Here's one of the things about me. I started my business to have freedom and flexibility in my life. And part of that includes being able to dictate when I start and when I stop work. And it took me a really long time to realize that as much as I wish I was a get up and get at 'em type of girl, I am not. I am somebody that likes to get a lot of sleep and wake up feeling refreshed and start my day. My brain literally will not work at 5 a.m. It won't work at 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., you're not going to get a coherent response from me. I am not able to actually start really thinking and diving in and strategizing and being my best self until, I don't know, 8:30, 9:30, sometimes 10 o'clock. I know this about myself. So I stopped trying to force waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. to get a jump start on the day. So instead of trying to force yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. every day, dreading going to bed, dreading waking up, feeling sluggish, not feeling like your best self all day, wanting a nap by noon, figure out your optimal wake up time. If you're more productive at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. or noon, create a routine around that. Ultimately, it's all about consistency. And that's really the main message that a lot of these influencers, big business gurus, etc., are telling you to do is create a consistent routine, whether that be 4 a.m. or 9 a.m. Your body thrives on routine. So as long as you're waking up around the same time every day, even on weekends, that's going to be the best routine for you. Last year, I actually found a game changer in my morning routine, and it probably should have been obvious way before this. And that's adding physical movement to your morning. Now, let's be clear here. I'm not telling you that you need to be running a marathon first thing in the morning. But just a quick 15, 20 minutes of yoga or a walk around your neighborhood or even a quick stretch can make a huge difference. I like to start my day by doing a morning swim or by doing some sort of yoga stretching exercise. For me, it's all about getting my blood flowing and waking up my brain. And bonus, it's great for managing stress, which let's be real, we all need as real estate agents. I've also found that it really helps clear my mind for what I need to be doing for the rest of the day. The very first thing that I do in the morning, and I started this again last year, I really started refining what worked for me as far as my morning routine goes. But the very first thing that I started to do was drink water. And this sounds like such an obvious thing, but your body is dehydrated after sleeping. So if you can start the day with a big glass of water before you reach for your coffee, that's going to be the best thing for you. Then you need to fuel your body with something nutritious. And this is one where I struggle because if I don't eat the exact right thing in the morning, I'm going to have a mid morning crash. So I have to start my day with something simple like a piece of fruit. But I find that at least having that doesn't make me want to snack on basically junk food for the rest of the day. So you can do something along the lines of a smoothie or protein powder or eggs with veggies, etc. But just make sure you're not loading your body with sugary cereal, pastries, bread items. And as much as I love a good Southern breakfast, let's not do the biscuits and gravy and bacon, okay? Next tip I have for you is a game changer for your business. And ironically, it has nothing to do with your business. And that is to add some sort of morning reflection or Zen time into your morning routine. This is really your personal time to get centered. And this can look however you want it to look, whether it's journaling, affirmations, a devotional, or just enjoying a cup of coffee in peace. Carve out 5 to 10 minutes for yourself. A lot of us spend our mornings getting everybody else ready for the day. We're getting our kids ready to go off to school. We're seeing our spouse off before we then jump immediately into work, and we don't give ourselves any time. So give yourself a little bit of self care time. This could be a face mask just to kind of relax a little bit before you jump into the chaos of your business. For me, this might look like writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for or setting my intentions for the day. I like to use the little ice roller for my face to depuffify before I have to show up on camera for any coaching calls or consultations that I have. But all of these little small things can make a really big impact on your mindset. Now, here's a biggie. Don't let other people dictate your morning. It took me over 15 years in business to learn how to do this. I could not figure out why I wasn't getting things done. Even though the evening before I was writing out my to-do list, I was feeling good about my day. I would go in with a positive attitude, ready to take on all of these tasks and get all of this work done. And then at the end of the day, I would look at my list and realize that I hardly checked anything off, and all of that had to be dumped to the following day, ultimately leaving me feeling like I was behind and causing a lot of stress. What I realized was that part of my morning routine involved going into my office, firing up my computer, and what is the first thing you do? Chances are the first thing that popped in your head was check my email for the day. So when I went in and I was checking my email for the day, a lot of times what I found was I would have notes from my VA, I would have emails from clients, I would have sales and marketing emails that would have my brain spinning, thinking, oh, I need to buy that or I want to learn more about this. Ultimately, what happened was my to do list became what my email was telling me was important instead of what I wrote down the day before. So if you're someone who opens your email first thing in the morning, or you're looking at your DMs, you're checking your Facebook messages, I want you to stop. And instead, I want you to add that to your calendar as a regular daily task, but not first thing in the morning. Because ultimately, you need to focus on your priorities. Whether the first thing you do is review your to do list, or you prep for your client meetings for the day, Whatever it is, make it something that moves the needle in your business. Email typically does not move the needle in your business. It's typically a time sucker, as is social media. So let's get out of that habit and schedule our email times so that we feel a little more in control of what we have to do for the day. And finally, eat that frog. If you've read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, then you know what I'm talking about. The idea behind Eat That Frog is to tackle your hardest or most important task first thing in the morning. And for most agents, this probably means lead generation or prospecting. Yes, it's not always fun. So we want to get that done and out of the way first, which is one of the reasons why a lot of coaches and brokerages recommend you do your lead generation first thing in the morning. Because once that's done, the hard stuff is out of the way and your day feels so much lighter. You can focus on your clients and your other tasks. Plus, you're building momentum early in the day, which is huge. All right, now that we've covered the essentials, here are a few bonus tips to help make your mornings even better. Number one, I like to prep the night before. I lay out my clothes, pack my work bag, set up my workspace. I have my gym bag ready if I'm going to the pool. The fewer decisions you have to make in the morning, the better. Number two, limit decision fatigue. Keep breakfast simple, automate your small tasks, save your brain power for what really matters. And another thing I like to do in the morning is create a morning playlist. I'm a huge fan of the Cozy Coffee House playlist on Spotify. Music can totally set the vibe for your day, whether you need calm focus or upbeat motivation, whatever works for you. A playlist can really help you get into the zone. Lastly, I wanted to give you a couple of example morning routines to give you an idea of what a realistic morning routine could look like. If you are an early bird, your morning routine could look like 5:30, you wake up, you hydrate, and you move your body. By 6 a.m., you're ready for your morning reflection. This could be your journal, affirmations, or devotional. 6:30, you're ready for your healthy breakfast and you review your to-do list. And then by 7 a.m., you are tackling your frog task, like lead generation. And if you are more of a night owl like me, this is what my example routine would look like. So by 8:30, I'm waking up, hydrating, and taking a quick walk. 9 a.m. is my personal reflection and coffee time. 9:30, I'm reviewing my to-do list and prepping for the day. And then 10 is when I really dive into my hard tasks like prospecting or follow-ups. Regardless of whether you are an early bird or a night owl, your morning routine is a super important part of your day. If you are somebody that does so well in the mornings, then lean into that and use that to your advantage. If you are someone who thinks best later on in the day, then don't be afraid to lean into that and use that as your advantage. Okay, friends, that's a wrap on building a morning routine that works for you. Remember that it is not about perfection, it's about consistency and intention. If you're loving these tips, I would love to hear from you. DM me on Instagram and share your morning routine or any changes that you're planning to make. And if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to share it with a fellow agent that could use a little morning inspiration. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.